All right, everybody, welcome back to Guitar Radio Show. They say that James Brown was the hardest working man in show business. In my opinion, our next guest is probably the runner-up to that. With his solo work, session work, playing with Snarky Puppy, and co-founding the Fearless Flyers, designing instruments with our favorite genius, Paul Reed Smith, I'm not sure how he finds time to sleep, let alone be a family man. Okay, I'm exhausted. Please welcome to Guitar Radio Show, five-time Grammy winner and the Gigantus, Mr. Mark Lettieri. How are
Love
you?
it. Hey, Mark. Good. I'm well, thank you, man. I can't dance nearly as well as James Brown, or sing, or do many other things as well. But I do work pretty hard.
Can you wear a cape?
I could probably wear a cape. Yeah, that's easy. I could wear a towel. Yeah,
that's great. So you've got a single. You just put a single out this year.
Yes, I did.
Medallion.
Yeah, that's right.
Medallion.
I forgot about that.
And it's a beautiful track. It's like it's really beautiful. It's it's interesting. There's a lot of times where there's a reminiscence of this is where your California comes out to me.
Okay. All right.
In Medallion. It sounds like that cool session style stuff that you'd hear coming out of California, like Steely Dan-esque.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
And that just I hate the term yacht rock. That drives me crazy. So I hate it, and I know that Donald Fagen hates it too.
He hates it more than the two of us do.
But it's got that vibe, and it just at the moment you hear the first few notes of that guitar, and you just go, "Ah,
nice, man. Thank you.
So nice.
Thank you.
So great." And just let it wash over you. Right. Yeah. So great stuff. Was that track cut during the Can I Tell You Something sessions?
It was. Yeah. And so actually it was a bit of a PR move, I guess, with that song, because I had 12 songs that were ready for Can I Tell You Something. And when that record we were finally putting it, the mastering was all done and we were sequencing stuff. And I was thinking, like, I could put this record out with all 12 songs and it would be fantastic. The other single was a song called Palisade that came out I think it was like the end of 2024. But anyhow, I also was like, we do kind of live in the age of streaming singles and that kind of business practice. And so I thought, well, could I cut two of these songs out and save them as singles to try to, keep the momentum of my name, so to speak, going, maybe a little bit momentum of the record, and kind of feed the streaming beast, to be honest. I mean, that was kind of the plan with it. And it actually kind of worked. Because the record came out in the summer, and it's probably my favorite record that I've ever done, actually. People took notice to an extent, but then I think having the extra two singles just kind of feeding the Spotify algorithm.
Well, that's exactly right. You are absolutely doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it actually kept things going, and, Medallion kind of took off a little bit, got added to some playlists, and has a good amount of spins now, and I hate to reduce it to that kind of concept, but because it is such a cool song, and it's great that it reminds you of kind of 70s California, because I wrote it about the American Southwest.
Oh, cool.
So there you go. And it's it's been in the live set a little bit here and there, but it's I almost kind of like forgot about it, because I don't release singles. Like, that's not really what I do. I like making albums, but I understand that we if you want people to pay attention to you, you have to keep giving them things to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Hence the release of those two singles. But if you get the vinyl of Can I Tell You Something, you get both singles on the vinyl.
Cool.
Well, the 10-song vinyl was going to be two vinyls anyway, because some of the songs are kind of long, and so I was like, heck, let's just put the other two songs on there. So the vinyl of Can I Tell You Something is a 2-discer, and it's a nice sit down with your favorite people and your favorite drink and hang out and listen to it.
Totally. Yeah, that's the kind of record it is. Yeah. It's definitely one of those type of records. Yeah, but I mean, I know that in your past, you went to school for marketing, and stuff like that. And you got a degree in that. And so you understand that mentality. And, I think that's what happens a lot of times with musicians is they don't, I have a marketing background too, and business background, and as well as music. And we a lot of times our clan doesn't have that mentality, and because they just weren't exposed to it, and they miss out because of that.
Yeah.
And now living in a 3-second world, I mean, there's a great book called Hook Points.
Oh, okay.
How to Survive in a 3-Second World. That's the algorithm now at Meta.
I feel like I'd just be depressed if I read that book, but
it's frightening. Yeah, it's a frightening book, but at the same time, it made me feel like, okay, I can beat the system.
Yeah,
I'm going to try and beat the system.
Well, you can use it as a method for creative propulsion, I think, because I'm of the generation. I guess you'd call me a millennial or whatever. So I'm very used to. I remember riding my bike to Warehouse Music with the $15 that I got from taking out my neighbor's trash for 2 weeks.
Sure.
To buy the latest CD of whatever band I was into at the moment, and then I just listened to that CD for 3 months straight and didn't really listen to anything else until it was time to afford or get or beg my parents for another one, right? So I'm still of the mindset of like albums, right? Like I love that musical experience of listening to an album of music, and so I haven't been able to shed that, and I probably won't. But at the same time, I do recognize that it's not 1997 anymore, you know, and think, like you said, things have changed. We live in a 3-second world, but you can kind of use that to your advantage and say, well, I like writing music. Maybe I can just write one song at a time every now and then. And if maybe rather than waiting till I catalog many of them, if I'm able to, I'll put it out. And now we have a single. Now we have an Instagram video. Now we have a YouTube video, whatever it is. And you learn to kind of compartmentalize your creativity so that you are sort of still feeding the meter, but also staying inspired, I guess. And so I have a couple other singles that are going to be coming out at some point that I've written with some friends. Because that was kind of a plan this year, was like, you know what? Let's just see what else we can do. I'll always make records, but maybe this some of the time that I have left, I'll do singles or something. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, you have to. It's tough being an artist now because you are the artist and you're also your own marketing manager at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah. And and that is part of the DIY world too. I mean, and it's great. I mean, my co-host and business partner, we started a music library, and we're just we love putting together these like 1 minute 30s,
sure,
and 30s, that people just chop up and use as drops.
Sure.
Here, there, everywhere, corporate stuff, jingle, whatever.
Right.
And it's a blast because first off, I grew up on instrumental music too. As much as I grew up on Van Halen, AC/DC, and Cheap Trick, I also grew up on Jeff Beck. I mean, that's the pinnacle.
I see
right?
the poster there of him in a lawn chair. Is that Jeff? Is that?
Wait, where is that? Oh, it's here. Yeah, that's Jeff.
Like I thought that.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's from July of '76.
Wow.
Yeah, Circus Magazine.
Love it.
I remember the day I went and got it.
So cool.
Yeah, so it's but all that music. I mean, and it was. I love instrumental music. That's why I'm so drawn to what you do and how you do it, and your ability to shift gears in the way that you do. That's always really fun for me because you can do stuff like the baritone sessions, which I'm hoping there'll be a third version.
Well, that's on the docket for
sweet.
Yeah,
for 26. For 26.
Yeah, 26. I don't know what quarter. If I can get my crap together in the next 2 months, then it'll hopefully come out in the spring. But it might be summer. But it'll be 2026.
That's super cool. Yeah. Super cool. Yeah, that's so much fun. I mean, would you consider Giganticus your hit?
I don't know. Maybe. I think that. Well, I think the song that actually has the most streams is that song Magnetar. That
really
with Adam Deitch and Sean Murphy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If we're just going by number metrics, but But that one and is it pronounced Gigantactus or Gigantictus?
When I read it, see, that's the thing.
I've always been saying Gigantactus because it sounds more triumphant that way, but that might be wrong. I need to meet a marine biologist and have her correct me here. But that's a mainstay in the live set for sure. Everybody knows that. It's NAMM.
I got to see. Unfortunately, I wasn't there at NAMM weekend. But when you did the PRS thing,
that's right. Played, we did play it there.
You played it there, and I got to see it on YouTube, and I was just like, damn, that song's good.
I think that threw some people for a loop. They weren't. What is he doing? What is this?
That song is so good, man. It gets stuck in your head. Like I was at my other office, and I'm walking through the office, and I'm and it's in your head. It's definitely an earworm, which is great. Man. That's what it's all about, right?
It's house metal, I guess. That's what it is. Baritone house metal.
Baritone house metal. I want that on a T-shirt.
There you go.
So if you could, I know this is hard, and I hate when I do this to artists, but I do it anyway. What's your favorite track from Can I Tell You Something?
Oh, wow.
Because I have a favorite track.
Okay. I really like Shimmy Tiger. I'm really proud of that song.
Okay.
And I had in this mind that it was going to be like, Joe Satriani had that song Summer Song that was like this, this great. And I thought, I was like, maybe that can be my summer song, but it wasn't. Not enough people listened to it. And it wasn't in any Sony commercials, but I was hoping maybe it would have been. But I like that song. I think it's a cool kind of encapsulation of maybe what I sound like as a guitar player to an extent. I think because there's some pyrotechnics, but also some melody, but also some cool riffing. It's got it, kind of interesting chord arrangement. There's some funky stuff in there. It's a very Mark Lettieri kind of.
It is. But I also
really thank you. I also really like Saturday stuff. I think that one came out.
That's the one for me.
Okay. Yeah, I think if people are wondering maybe what baritone funk is, that's a good tune to kind of start with.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm really happy with that record. I think maybe, I don't know, 10 years down the line, people will like it as much as I do, but we'll see, Yeah.
Well, isn't it a wonderful thing though with music? I mean, that's the thing. It's like, if I don't write something at least every other week or once a week, if I don't do something, if I'm not putting something down, I find like I'm crawling out of my skin. But isn't it a wonderful feeling when you walk away from something that you wrote and you created and you go, wow, this was something from nothing. There was nothing there before, and now this is here.
Yeah, it is. It is a very interesting thing, and it's also kind of like a bit scary because once it's done and you're like, man, that was the best that I could do. Like you wonder if you can do it again. And maybe, I don't know. That's what's so strange is
nah, don't buy into that.
Living up to your past successes or whatever you want to call it. But it's interesting. I think about that like with the baritone music, just because the second one was, the Grammy nomination, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like, well, I hope they like Volume 3 because it's not going to sound like Volume 2. Just because I don't feel like doing that again. Like,
exactly.
I want to do something else.
Right. That's exactly what you should do. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I just was talking to Walter Trout. He's got a record that just came out.
Cool.
And it's really good. And every time I talk to that guy, he presents a new record. I listen to the record and I go, okay, well, it looks like he painted himself into a corner this time. How could he do it any better? And every time he steps it up. So I think that's just who we are.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope I never get to the point where I'm kind of like settling or phoning it in or something because that's just not fair to the listener or to me.
Well, I think just by you saying that, it's like that's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You won't.
I hope not. We'll see how Volume 3 turns out.
Speaking of shifting gears, I was curious to know, as a side man, when you do side work, are people, and I guess it might depend on the artist, are people getting you because they want you and something specific? or are you going in as, you know, this technician to bring them what they need?
I think
Or is it a little of both?
It's both.
Yeah.
I mean, I think with the people that I work with on a regular basis, they know my skill set,
Yeah.
and it works for their music.
Right.
Whether that's gospel and R&B or whether that's pop, rock, or whatever it is, they know how I fit into their worldview of their
Right.
songs.
Right.
And but that's not to say that I don't get direction that involves, you know, potentially quote unquote sounding like other guitar players or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a session player does. If they say,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey man, can you give me a part that sounds like so and so," then hopefully if you're
Been there.
good
Yep.
enough you can do that. That's
Mm-hmm.
not you got to check your ego at the door before you if that kind of stuff bothers you, you know.
Yep.
So I think for the most part, they trust my instincts with how I approach music and their music. And so, if there's something that they know I maybe can't do or something, they just won't ask me to do it. But
Right.
I mean, I don't want to say that it's rare because I can quote unquote play anything, but like, there's other guitar players that do certain things better than me, so that they'll just call those people. It's fine.
Right. Yeah.
And that's how session work works.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's about,
You can't do
yeah.
everything.
It's about. Oh yeah. I worked I was in a stable of musicians for a music library in the early 2000s, and they would call me in for very specific stuff. Certain stuff they just wouldn't like. They wouldn't call me in for rockabilly.
Sure. Yeah. Right. I don't get called much for country sessions. Even though I could kind of do it, there's better people for that. Or slide guitar. There's better people for that. But
Right.
I'm working on a project with a production team on the East Coast right now, and it's very pop, kind of humorous pop music, and and they're just kind of letting me do whatever I want, because they know I understand the language.
Right.
And the same goes with like a producer like Kirk Franklin, for example, which is contemporary gospel R&B. He just kind of says, "Well, what do you hear?" or here's what I'm hearing, but do it like you're here because you're Mark Lettieri. So
right. Well, yeah, I call that the Carol K phenomenon.
Sure.
When she sat down to play and they were all scratching their heads for the beat goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny didn't have that walking bass line, that descending line.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, and all of my session heroes, it's the same thing. Like Paul Jackson Jr., Steve Lukather, these guys can play anything. They're incredibly versatile, but they all have a signature sound. Like, it's Luke, it's Paul, it's Larry Carlton, even no matter what kind of band they're in. And of course, there's obviously certain things where it's like, oh, that could have been so-and-so. Maybe it was so-and-so.
Yeah.
And that's totally, that happens all the time, right?
Yeah.
But, I think no matter how versatile you are, you still have an identity that a producer is going to want to have.
Absolutely. So, do you have a favorite Lukather sideman tune that he plays on?
Oh gosh,
I do. I mean, I love it to death.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. I love.
There are.
I love "Talk to You Later," the Tubes.
Yes.
I love "Human Nature."
Yeah.
I love. What was that? I love I Keep Forgetting. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff.
What about Dirty Laundry, the Don Henley?
Dirty Laundry is another good one.
I love that song, man.
And then there's some really great Paul Jackson Jr. stuff that he was doing with George Benson. This like stereo funk rhythm guitar stuff. Golly.
Yeah, he's something.
Yeah, what a time.
He's something. So how does a session differ between going in and working with Fitty and then
working, let me back you up.
David Crosby?
All right. Okay. Well, only one of those sessions was the artist actually there. The Crosby thing was kind of a Snarky Puppy collaboration. We had invited him to do the Family Dinner Volume 2 series with us, and he wrote some songs, and we arranged them with him and recorded them. And then he had so much fun at the session that he was like, "Hey guys, can everyone just like hang out in New Orleans for another day or two? I want to record some other stuff. And of course, no one said no.
Right.
Everyone changed their flights and hotels and whatever. And so we all hung out and recorded again with him. And so that was, of course, just one of the coolest musical. I mean, golly.
Yeah.
What an icon, right? So that was that. The 50 Cent thing was an incredibly random call. Not actually to say it was random. It was a producer. It was a horn player friend of mine named Gerald Carter who was like, hey, I have another producer buddy named Larry who goes S1 is his producer name, and he was like, he's just working on some tracks. I think it might be headed towards Eminem or 50 Cent or somebody over there. You come in and like help us with some guitars. And so that's what I did. I went to S1's home studio and we banged out. We probably did more than one track that day. And it was like, it was loops, right? So it was like I would play an 8-bar phrase here, an 8-bar phrase here. He would chop it up. It would get pasted, whatever. And it was a very basic session. I don't even think I think I might have just recorded direct into his computer. The guitar tone's kind of weird on that. It's like it sounds a little processed or off. And I think that was on purpose, right? After the fact, I don't really know. Kind of spliced and diced. And then, it was like 6-8 months later. It's like, oh yeah, this is this new single that 50 Cent is putting out with Eminem and Adam Levine. And I was like, what? And so I don't even, it's me. I don't know if the credits say that it's me, but that's me on the guitar. But yeah, it's like Eminem, none of those guys know me from Adam. Well,
right.
No pun intended. But that was that session. And that's often kind of sometimes how that works out in that world where these hip hop producers are basically like cataloging beats that they put together and then they shop them and then sometimes artists pick them up. So a lot of the hip hop that's on my discography was I didn't know who it was for until they sold it to somebody basically, So yeah, like Exhibit, who else is on there? Lupe Fiasco. So like these really cool hip hop artists that, I didn't know really at the time, who it was where the beat was gonna land.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, isn't it? I mean,
I think so. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's like, oh shoot, I'm on an Exhibit record. I remember watching him on Pimp My Ride when I was in school,
totally. That's funny.
There's, the Snoop Dogg is on one track that my friend R.C. Williams did. I didn't know Snoop was going to be on there, and then there he is.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool. So you created some guitar loops for Logic Pro and GarageBand.
Correct.
So what's on GarageBand that we would know?
In terms of
the guitar loops.
It's just under my name. Like if you go,
is it?
Yeah,
okay.
It's actually, it was billed as the Mark Lettieri. I don't know if they called it a producer pack or a guitar pack.
Okay.
But if you go to the loops window and type in my name,
right,
you'll get 200 or something loops, and they named all the loops.
Okay.
And
so they'll come up with like ethereal ensemble.
Exactly, yeah, and it's like
Number
a key
one
of C at 115 BPM, and there'll be like on ethereal ensemble A through D,
right?
And they all play together if you want them to, or you can do whatever you want with them,
right?
Splice and dice.
So, folks, you can go out there and you can make your own Mark Lettieri record.
That's right. It'll sound just like "Can I Tell You Something?" Actually, I'm really proud of about that back. I'd love to do another one because I had a lot of fun making it, and it was very challenging to kind of come up with the stuff and make it work and groove, and because you have to keep in mind that people are going to take a lot of those loops and use them with grooves that maybe you didn't intend.
Yes.
And so the results are kind of, sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's cool in a weird way. Because you might have played something that was more swung, but somebody decided that they wanted to put it against a beat that was more straight or something.
Right.
So a lot of the things I just would kind of record to a click and
right.
hope that it was grooving enough that you could just drop it in on a metronome and fit it in. But so people send me stuff all the time that they do, and it's with the loops, and it's pretty cool to see what they've come up with.
Well, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, please.
I'm going to send you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just for fun, because I love the loops in GarageBand. I think they're fun.
Sure. Yeah,
they're a lot of
useful.
fun. Yeah,
definitely.
So in your career, I mean, we're looking at 9 albums as a leader, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Not the live and the EP, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a lot of information. That's a lot of content.
Might be too much.
No. That's the thing. It's because later on we look back and we go, oh man, I wish there would have been more. I mean, we think about artists that have left us, right?
Yeah, sure.
And we go to, like we're still waiting for more Prince records, and they're there, they're sitting there,
they're in a vault.
Yeah, like come on, y'all, let's do this. But yeah, so for you, when you're making a record, and you finally decided your ebb and flow of the, because sequencing a record is a nightmare.
Sure.
But one of the things that's even harder, and I spoke to Pat Metheny about this, and he said if he didn't have to title his songs, he wouldn't.
I love titles.
Because and I do too. And he said because he doesn't want to place a preconceived notion in the listener's head, which I get. Yeah, okay, that's totally cool. But you can have so much fun.
I
titles.
Get so much inspiration from titles.
Yeah, I have a book just with titles in it.
I do too.
It's great.
Well, it's a I note on my the apps or whatever. But yeah, right. I if somebody says something funny or I come across this set of words that absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it helps me gives me direction,
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, with the baritone stuff, this third installment, I've actually found all the titles first, and now I'm writing based on what is this? Because there's a theme. Last time was space.
Right.
I'm not going to tell everybody what the theme for 3 is, but
the
titles are all reflective of that theme, and so that's what's inspiring me to write a lot of the songs.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's all Whataburger themed.
Yeah. Deep in the heart of cardiac clogging.
That's funny. That's fantastic. Yeah, so basically what you're saying, and I totally get with this, is the idea that the title gives you a visual and sonic imprint in your own psyche to create.
Yeah, and I think, to Pat's point, I mean, with instrumental music, people are their mind's eye is gonna create what it's gonna create individually. Yeah. Maybe regardless of the title. I mean, unless it's something so obvious.
Well, like cross the Heartland from American Garage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
kind of know. It's like, okay,
spot on.
Right. But even still, that might, across the Heartland. Well, what else? Well, there's a lot of stuff across the Heartland. There's nuclear missile silos. Is that what this song is about? Right. So you can still.
Right. That's true.
You're still going to find your own path, which is why I love instrumental music.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. I can't let you leave me without talking about gear.
Okay.
And your relationship.
I'm wearing a PRS t-shirt.
I see that.
Man. What is that?
What a company. As you can see behind me.
Yeah. Yes. You have a nice collection.
My lefties over there. And they are lefty. Everything is lefty.
You are left-handed.
I
was just thinking it was a mirrored image of the...
No, I'm a lefty. Yeah, and I drive Paul crazy.
Are you one of the people yelling at me for not making a left-handed Fiore?
Well, I am going to talk to you about this. So we know in November there is a planned, I heard through the grapevine, that there is a planned big announcement regarding the SE line in November. Can you give us a hint as to whether or not there will be a Fiore CE?
I do not know anything about that.
Okay.
We do have things coming out this fall, but I cannot confirm nor deny what their existence is.
Okay.
You're just going to have to wait.
So I do. I mean, my buddy Rob Wingler, who's my business partner and co-host of the show, he has a Fiore.
All right.
He has the white one, I believe.
All right.
And has changed his life.
Oh, I hope he still has all his gigs.
He loves this instrument, and I every time I write something and then fly it into him, I say, hey, use the Fiore on this.
Nice.
And I'm looking for this, that, and the other thing, and then he'll bring it back, and and it has this really cool, distinct sound. Like you hear it and you go, that's the Fiore.
Right on. Okay. Well,
I love
good.
that. So the question is about those single coils in particular. Mm-hmm. Were those voiced special, or was this something that was already in production? Was it something you guys had to work on? Because it's completely unique.
Yeah, no, it was from the ground up. We definitely tried. Yeah, I have a couple prototypes with earlier versions, magnet size, wire gauge, all that kind of stuff. We worked on that to really tailor it down. And what I like about it is that it kind of gives me what I wasn't getting out of other single coils, but it also can give me, I guess what I should say is it can be it's equal parts energetic and equal parts subdued. It just depends on where you put the tone control. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which is something that I never used tone controls on single coil guitars, like ever.
Right.
I just leave them on 10 the whole time.
Me too.
But then with the Fiore, it's like, well, maybe sometimes 10 is too bright, and that's okay. So you just roll it back, and then you get that nice, sweet sound, right? Mm-hmm. So, but other times you want that extra push over the edge if you're in a band like Snarky Puppy and there's 300 people on stage and you need to kind of find a spot in the mix, Yeah. So the guitar, the single coils really check off all the boxes I was looking for. Who knows? We might tweak them in the future, but for now, I'm really enjoying how flexible they are.
Yeah, I would love to take those, especially if I'm never going to get a left-handed version. Yeah, so if I'm not going to get a left-handed Fiore, it would be really interesting to take them and put them in a Strat and see what they do.
Yeah, I think they would fit.
Oh, you'd make them fit.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You'd make them fit. Yeah,
make them fit. That's all. Well, I mean, you see what I did? I have that one guy there in the back. Yeah, I got to put a humbucker in there. Sure. Pissed Paul off to no end. Well, but he'll
get over it.
He'll get over it. I mean, I've had him on the show a bunch of times. Spoken with the man face to face many times. Cool. And he always yells at me.
Yeah.
Does he yell at you?
Kind of. He doesn't. Not really. I call him sir, which he hates. So he'll yell then, but I think it's in love.
Yeah. No, he's a sweetheart, and he's a freaking genius.
Yeah, he's a really, really, really smart guy.
It's really amazing to be around somebody who's that kind of level of genius. I think I don't know if he ever got to meet Leo Fender. I know he met Ted McCarty. Sure. I don't think he got to meet Leo, but Leo, I think Leo would have loved him.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, anybody who kind of has the spark to kind of start a guitar company and carry it to where he has is, I mean, you've got to be a little bit crazy.
Yeah, getting into 41 years now.
Yeah, I mean, they're really kind of like to me, it's kind of the big four. There's like Fender, Gibson, Ibanez, and PRS. And PRS is only 40 years old.
Yeah, it's funny that
companies are almost 100 years old, maybe.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because like we say here all the time, it's the big three. It's Fender, Gibson, PRS.
Okay, sure.
We don't even think about Ibanez, but it's true. You're right. I mean,
I'm just thinking like you walk into a guitar store, what do you see on the wall?
Oh yeah, they're going to be there. Yeah, for sure.
What do you see people playing?
Absolutely. So for you, when you go out now, I was watching a rig rundown of yours.
Oh man, okay.
From Europe.
Yeah.
And it was about 9 months ago, maybe 9 months ago.
I remember that was in the spring. It was a couple days after I got whacked in the eyeball by
That's right, with the baritone string, right?
Yeah.
So you go out there, you are so like live without a net.
Yeah.
You go out there with one freaking guitar and a baritone.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that if there was another zero at the end of the guarantee, maybe I could afford to bring a bigger van or trailer or bus or tech or sound team or
okay. Yeah, you're right.
How about 2 zeros? Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what it is. It's strictly based on
economics,
logistics, practicality. You know, we're a SEAL team, man. We get in surgical.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
you go in, you blow up the bridge, and you get out.
And you get out. No one knows you were there, right? Because nobody came to the gig. No, just kidding. Yeah. I mean, I would love to have a boat of guitars, but when you're touring on an indie level, the boat of guitars all of a sudden means
one guitar.
Guys aren't getting paid as much. Yeah. or I should say, yeah, I mean, or whatever it is. I don't use that as the example, but that's what that is, you know?
Yeah.
That is the cold, hard reality of touring as an indie musician is it's DIY, man. And you do what you can to make it work. I'm sure Wes would love to have a couple basses. I'm sure Dan would like 3 keyboards. I'm sure JT would like extra cymbals, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Yeah. It's bold, you know, bold. But it says a lot about PRS too.
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, I think the funny thing is about that tour is that about 2 or 3 gigs after the one where I did that interview and I talked about, I just have the one guitar. If I break a string, I'm just going to have somebody in the audience change it. Well, guess what happened at Ronnie Scott's on the final.
Oh, Ronnie Scott's of all places.
Yeah. We did 2 nights of Ronnie's. Honestly, some of the best gigs of my life that band ever played. We loved it. And I recorded it. Some of it's on film. Hopefully eventually we'll get to put something out. But all this to say, yes, in the middle of the solo of Shimmy Tiger, I popped a D string and sort of limped through the end of it and then went, okay, folks, now is the time of the show where you get to be a hero. If you in the audience know how to change a string on a Paul Reed Smith guitar, you are the hero of the day. And some guy was like, I do. And we ran back. I said, cool, man, there's a pack of strings in the case. Going in there. There's some tools. And my tour manager was back there with him and another friend of mine that had come to help out. And apparently the poor guy broke the first D string while he was, I guess he was freaking out. And then they found another pack. And so we were down to 1 D string.
Oh my God.
And he tuned it. He got it in there. I don't know what happened or why it broke, whatever. But he got it in there. He tuned it up. I switched to the baritone. We did like 2 baritone songs while he was doing that. And he gave it back. He did a great job tuning it up. We finished the gig. The next day I went and bought, 3 packs of strings or whatever. And we did the final night of the gig. But that's on video too. I need to post that on Instagram. That'll be
please do.
Yeah. So that was it, and you know what, man, maybe that's just part of the show. Maybe I like the danger. I like the comedy. I like the realness of it.
Yeah.
I mean, on the other hand, I would love to just be able to pick up another guitar and keep going because that's what real guitar players do. But, until we get there, that's what it is. Yeah. And that's I'll say this. When I tour with Snarky Puppy, I bring 2 Fiores. So I technically do have a backup, right?
Okay.
But with Lettieri Group, half the set is on a baritone guitar. So I'm kind of down to the bare minimum there.
It makes sense.
Yeah. And I don't really, honestly, man, like I can count on one hand the amount of times I've broken a string on stage.
Same here.
With a Fiore. Yeah. It just doesn't happen. That was a fluke. I don't know what that was all about. And thankfully, they don't, nothing's broken. I haven't had like a bad solder joint go out. Right. Something. I mean, usually if something explodes, it's in my pedal board, or one of the amps dies or something. But,
and you usually get a backline with that.
It's always backlined. Yeah. Again, I can't, it's like until we're traveling with a big old, driving a trailer in Europe is horrible. You don't want to do it. Then it's like, okay, well then we got to get a bigger van. Okay, well then that's how much more money a week that I could be paying my guys better with, So we're getting there. I know I sound like an angry touring musician, but
no, you don't actually.
Pretty soon everyone's going to have yachts. I'm going to have at least 3 guitars on stage.
What did David Lee Roth say? He said, "Life is a forbidding cesspool of doom, but at least we're floating a yacht through it."
Love it. Wisdom from DLR.
DLR.
Always helpful.
All right, I did this thing with Molly Miller. I'm sure you're familiar with
Yeah,
Molly.
for sure.
We did it. We played a word association game. I want to do that with you. You up for it?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to name a guitar player, and
Oh,
you're going to give me the first word that pops into your head.
okay.
All right, here we go. Joe Satriani.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I could have said a million things.
Yeah, of course you could. Yeah.
All right.
Jeff Beck.
Icon.
Mm. Corey Wong.
Pal.
Nice. Edward Van Halen.
Dangerous.
Yeah, good one. I love that. And Prince.
Funky.
Funky. And wildly underrated.
Yeah, also that. What
Yeah.
the heck?
Right?
That's a whole other podcast.
That is a whole nother podcast. You're totally right. So I was talking to Rob this morning, and we Rob Wingler, and we said, I said, you got any questions for Lettieri? He's like, yeah, I got a couple of questions, and one was about the pickups, but the other one is Corey Wong always that enthusiastic?
Well, that's my brother. Hang on a minute. How far under the bus do I want to throw him on this podcast? No, I've put my coffee cup on the Corey Wong tour coaster that I have from our tour together because we played in Chicago and they gave us these coasters and it says Corey Wong featuring Mike Lettieri. You probably can't see it, but it's like it says,
Oh my Lord.
So I have a stack of them that I just deface with coffee rings. No, anyway, he is one of the most fun people to be around and play music with, and
he seems like it.
Create with and goof around with. That's why I say pal, because we're pals, man. Like, he's a great tour buddy, and we feed off each other real well with our sounds and stuff. And I love watching him work. Because what an empire he's built, it's very inspiring.
Yeah.
And yeah, he sometimes I'll be like, hey man, we're in public. People might know you or us. Like, take it easy.
Or me. They might know me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's great. I love that. I love that. So this episode's going to come out probably first week in November, and you've got some gigs in the Big Apple.
Yes, sir.
Where are they going to be, and when are they going to be?
Well, yeah. So speaking of Corey, 8th and 9th with him at the Blue Note. He's doing a bit of a residency there, and I'm guesting on 2 of the nights. And then the following weekend, that's just like Thursday, Friday, the 13th and 14th of November, I will be at the Iridium, which is kind of the home away from home on the East Coast for the Mark Lettieri Group. That's where we did our live record. We played several shows there. It's always great. One of my favorite clubs in the city. One of my favorite clubs in the world, actually.
Yeah.
How it sounds. The staff is unbelievably great.
Yep.
The fans always come out and pack the place. We can play loud as heck. We can play quiet as heck. It's just, we're really excited. So 13th, 14th at the Iridium.
That's the house that Les built.
Oh my gosh. It's the house that, man, you walk in there and it's like, there's Jeff Beck, there's Eric Clapton. There's, not a crappy place to play a gig.
No. It definitely was a step up from Les's old days at the Fat Tuesdays.
Oh wow! Okay.
He used to do a Monday night residency at a place called Fat Tuesdays on the Lower East Side.
Interesting.
And I was pretty much there every Monday night, just kind of like gobsmacked by what was going on. And they would do Fordham University has a radio station, WFUV, and they would do a live broadcast every Monday from Fat Tuesdays with Les, and it was an hour, and they basically cataloged them, and I have them all on cassette tapes. Wow. That's how long ago this was.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's definitely the Iridium is such a step up as far as sound and seating, and it's big enough, but yet it's intimate enough.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, totally.
And I got to tell you where to go to get some really good Chinese food downtown.
Please. Yeah. The one thing that's not fun about the Iridium is that it's in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah.
Which the little tidbit of info. The live record that I did there was titled "Out by Midnight" because that's what it says on the parking garage out on the other side. Where because we usually like rent a SUV, drive in, park underneath, and then it says like $58 out by midnight, and we're usually not out by midnight, so we always have to pay a little extra. But
what would they do? Just lock the car down for the night?
I think technically it's open till 2 or 3.
Okay.
But, like there's always somebody there, but I think at one point they just charge you the 24-hour rate,
right?
Even if you pick it up at like 3. So we've never gotten locked there.
Yeah.
Like we're usually like the show ends at around 10 or something, and then I'll do the kind of meet and greet thing, and then somebody's usually able to pick up the guitar before the car before midnight.
Right. Is there anything on tap for the puppy?
Yeah. Well, yes. So they are currently in South America on a tour, and then next year it's kind of a bunch of stuff that I have like holds in my calendar, but I don't know really if I'm doing it or not yet. The kind of the way that works is they sort of send out the dates to everyone and then kind of finalize
who's up
based on availability and or who hasn't been to a specific territory in a while, etc. So I know we're doing the Ground Up Festival again, I think in Miami, and then I think they're doing the other one in Italy again. I think there's some US touring. But other than that, I'm not quite sure what's going on. So I'll be working with probably do more Mark Lettieri Group stuff. I'm trying to figure out if we're going to be doing more U.S. stuff, or I still want to get to Australia. That's just kind of on my bucket list for that band.
What about Austin?
Also Austin, yeah, not far away. Maybe we should just go play there.
Yeah, you're only 3.5 hours away.
Yeah. Well, that'll fall under the U.S. gigs category.
Right.
And then I think the Flyers are maybe doing some more European stuff. Yeah, I don't know. 2026 is a bit open right now. Well, not open, but the options. I'm trying to figure out which ones I want to push on.
Right.
And so.
Well, that's cool, man. This is. I'm so glad you took the time out to talk with us today.
Great. Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for asking.
And just keep doing what you're doing because it's great, and it's such a sonic shower of good stuff.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I really, really appreciate your music and your mentality towards it, your psychology towards creation. It's really I think it's very healthy.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope so. I just I have to do this. I can't not do this. I think maybe the reason why I have as many records is because after a year goes by, I'm like, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
I can't not. I feel like I don't know. Like I have to do it.
I get it. I totally get it. Yeah. Yeah. It's what you were meant to do.
I guess so.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks so much. We're going to sign off right here.
Okay.
Oh, well, folks, it's marklettieri.com, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah. Great website, by the way, y'all. Check it out.
If I may interject, sign the mailing list because I post when I'm on tour.
Oh, okay.
And oftentimes people go, I didn't know you were going to be in New York. I was like, well,
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, folks, go to marklettieri.com. Check it out. You can spend a good hour on that website, just all the different stuff that's going on in there. And we didn't mention, I really should mention, is all the stuff you're doing as an instructor, too. I mean, you've got a lot of stuff. You get the stuff with Brett Papa.
Yeah, I have a lot of video courses, yeah.
Yeah, really good stuff. And different, too, a different angle on a lot of this stuff, too. Like, there's, what was that one that really drew me in? It's one of the Brett Papa ones.
Well, I've done 2 with Brett.
It's like...
Is it On My Sleeve or is it?
Yeah, that's the one. On My Sleeve.
Thank you. I'm very proud of that one. And, oftentimes people will ask me about quote unquote my sound or how they can get it. Go get that course.
Mm-hmm.
I break it down for you. And there's there's so much you can take away from that, even if you have no interest in sounding like me, whatever that is. You can just get more interested in like writing tunes, coming up with parts.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's more of a creative based class rather than like fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
which I think for people is I mean, I don't, if you have crappy fundamentals, who cares as long as you're inspired.
Well, yeah, I think I watched
I do
it,
care, but you know what I'm saying.
when I read all the information and I watched the little promo video for it, I was like, oh, this is about critical thinking.
Yeah, it's not like here's 10 ways to play a ninth chord. I mean,
Right.
that's important.
Right.
You'll get there, and that's sort of buried in there a little bit too. But
Yeah.
it's more like, here's some things that will just help you make music.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's interesting too. You just said, whether or not people want to sound like you. Isn't it cool? I mean, I think it's cool that you sound like you. I hear you.
Maybe
play.
I don't.
No, you do. You do. I hear you
right.
play. I go, okay, that's Lettieri.
Okay. Good.
You know, within there's this one video. It's an old video too, dude.
Oh, wow.
From Snarky Puppy, and you guys are playing in this huge room.
Okay.
And I think it's up. I think it's up north. I think it's up by you.
Okay.
It might be at the school.
Okay.
And you guys were kind of playing in a circle. You guys playing in the round, and the audience is all around you, and everybody's doing what they're doing, and then you go for a break, and like, yeah, that's him.
Oh wow. Oh, thanks. Okay. I'll take it, because I think the hardest thing as an artist is to
understand
your own sound. Like, that's why I have to make music, because then people tell me what it is. I guess,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, cool.
All right, man. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah.
Hold
absolutely.
on 1 second. We're going to sign off right here.
Okay.